Monday night and it's fight night here on RaceSpotTV and iRacingLive. Monday night at Skippys from Sebring Modified coming up next. This is the next best thing to watching the Macau Grand Prix. Stay tuned, we're going to be with you in just a second's time. It's 8 o'clock GMT and it's fight night here on RaceSpotTV and iRacingLive. Welcome to Monday Night Skippys. We have a jam-packed race for you tonight with not 20, not 30, not 40, but 58 drivers enter for this race tonight. It is massive and we have 53 cars qualified already with the checkered flag out for this event. It's going to be huge. Rachel Wyford, Linus Broström, Connery Maddock bringing you the action tonight. And what a fantastic event we have. Top 20 separated by a second. This is going to be huge, Connery. Just a few moments before we go to the qualifying grid, but this is just going to be awesome.
Indeed it is, Rachel. And remember, that is 58 cars around a track that we're not racing the full GP circuit here at Sebring. We're racing the modified circuit, which is about half the size of the GP circuit. So getting 53 cars that have qualified around this circuit is going to be very cramped and very congested.
It absolutely is. Without further ado, we go to your starting grid. On pole tonight, Simon Povey in a venerable cornucopia of talent here at the front of the grid is Povey ahead of Sebastian Job, Nathan Davies, LJ Garnett, Mark Turner in 5th place, Tom Ward for Humantinides, Chris Malcolm, Rob Green and Chris Higgs. Your top 10. Rest of the results up on your screen. Linus, this is the modified layout. This is the closest thing we have to a street track here in iRacing. This is the Macau Grand Prix with runoff. The racing's certainly going to be the same as Formula 3. This is going to be mental.
Yeah, it's a very tight track, and even though you have runoffs, they're not very big apart from turn 1, so we could be in for some very big crashes here. But like we've seen before, these guys are usually very, very clean, even on the first lap when it's this big a grid, so we could be in for anything here today.
Yes, we certainly are. And well, the checkered flag is out. We're going to get ready to head over to your starting grid in just a few moments' time. Yeah, they're probably still scrolling down your screen. There's that many entries tonight, but it is absolutely huge. And we are going to have a fantastic event. Every week these guys do battle. We had a fantastic run at Donington last week, Connery. Amazing racing in front of the field.
Yes, it was absolutely brilliant, and this race we will see the return of Sebastian Job. That is your iRacing World Championship Grand Prix driver for Apex Racing UK, so it'd be interesting to see what he can do back in the Skip Barber car.
It certainly is. And well, the car's heading down to that grid right now. Linus, first corner here, it's like 4 or 5 wide into maybe 1 wide, maybe 2 wide. Who blinks first?
I don't know who's going to blink first, but I think it's going to be very, very important to get off the line well here. And if you bog down on the start, you're going to lose a ton of positions because it's going to be so many wide into turn 1. And whoever's too worried about the championship going into that corner is going to come out in a very bad position.
Yeah, they certainly are. And Connery, you and I both know very well how 50 cars fit into turn 1, 2 and 3 here at the Sebring modified layout from the Bragging Rights Invitational. They're not going to fit.
Yeah, I was about to say, in short, they don't. So it'd be interesting to see how these drivers negotiate this first turn. This first turn here at Sebring, it is quite wide, but it does narrow, and you have to funnel down into turn 1, and that's going to catch out a lot of your drivers.
Yeah, it certainly is. We've got some big names down the field here today, of course. We've got the likes, of course, of Seymour Harding down in 27th, Matt Jacobs 25th place, Brendan O'Brien, he's in 20th, Stuart Adcock in 18th place, Paul Thurston 17th, Bill Fraser in 14th. This is a huge spread of talent, and to say the likes of course, someone like Stuart Adcock normally runs at the front, 18.1, just inside a second, and we're starting in Sunset Bend, the back of your field. This is how big the grid is. The green flag is now out. Let's see who fits into turn 1 and who can play Skip Barber Jenga. Good start by Povey. Sebastian Job following very well. Nathan Davies will follow up as well, but sticking to the inside a little bit. Single file very early here at the front of your field, as a little bit further back they are going 3-4 wide. Okay, this is going to work, boys. At the end of your top 15 there, 4 wide into turn 1. Absolutely frantic there, 4 wide in the run to that second corner, as they'll just find room to fit. We've got a car running wide off the track. That is the 28 machine there for Humantonides, who had no room and had to go mow the grass. Tim Adcock further back, he's pushing his way through. So is Bill Fraser, he knows he has to go soon. Top 6 have broken away, Linus. They managed to get some space there, but the 3 wide behind him there as Bill Fraser tries to get a move on. Everything is absolutely mental behind your top 7.
Yeah,
and
the top 7
behind them.
Oh, big incident. Yeah, we just had an incident there. 2 cars losing it just coming through the S's section. I believe one of them was Mark Day, I think, involved
that
in
was
that one.
PSC getting into Bill Fraser, just coming through. I believe that's Le Mans corner.
It is, yes. That was Bill Fraser, as we are 5 wide, I think, somewhere in this field. We are running to Sunset Bend. Look at this traffic. It's absolutely massive. Cars running on the grass, cars running on the apron. No one can decide where to run in this one, as they're heading through now Sunset under the bridge to complete lap number 1. And some of these guys are still too wide. They haven't had a single car run in a while. We've just seen Paul Thurston have to pull to pit road. He had contact, damaging that car. Head back to the front of your field, though. It is Simon Povey out front with a reasonably good little gap there. He's got behind him Sebastian Job, the Apex Racing driver, as Tom Ward decides, LJ Garnett decides to go sideways, and through will come Davies on him. Davies nearly gets it completed, but not going to be enough, though, as Tom Ward, his teammate, turns up. His teammate of LJ Garnett, of course, here, Linus. These guys really pushing and shoving, but they want to get away from this huge, snarling pack.
Yeah, they got single file very early there, and further back in the field, obviously that's not possible because there's so many cars, which means these guys do pull away. And the less they battle now, the further they will pull away, because we do have the fastest cars on the track at the front. So if they stop battling, they're going to pull away, like you see the front 2 doing. We're about side by side for 3rd and 4th here, and that's going to slow them down quite a lot.
It certainly is, and Connery, this is of course the 2 friction racing drivers in the second car from Apex getting involved in this one. Mark Turner also staying involved there. He's behind LJ Garnett here as Tom Ward's moved himself up to that 3rd spot. Shuffling, but they're still trying to pull this gap. It's widened up a bit more now. It's a couple of seconds back to Chris Malcolm in at 7th place. He's managed to get some clean air. Antonides mild all the way back in 8th place.
Yes, as we just see Nathan Davies complete the pass back on Tom Ward. It's basically Apex Racing UK versus Friction Racing here up front. We've got the 3 Apex Racing UK cars, currently 1, 2 and 3. And then 4 and 5 is Tom Ward and LJ Garnett for Friction Racing, as Tom Ward has a little bit of a look on Nathan Davies yet again there, but Nathan Davies able to defend the position. Tom Ward and LJ Garnett also have to be wary of Mark Turner. He's just there stalking them for the moment.
Certainly is, of course. Mark Turner back there in that 6th position, number 13 AM racing car, getting involved here as we look around the midfield, of course. There's so much action happening in this one, it's hard to avoid. Look at this huge chock-a-block section of traffic. Looking back here at the 53
Nathan Davies is off on the back straight away, he's rolling.
Oh, we'll go to
out.
this one really quickly. Nathan Davies, one of the Apex cars, has just had a massive moment. And it looks like he got wide coming through Le Mans corner. Replay there for you very quickly. Gets a wiggle on, gets a bit of a help from Tom Ward. Off he goes into the barriers and he's around. Going back live though, as we go back to this mid-pack here. This has been very intense racing back here, Connery. These guys really getting involved in this one. We mentioned Duncan Watt there. He's too wide at the moment. I believe that is the 54 car of Cesar Rizzo he's involved with, and behind them, here comes Paul O'Regan. So these guys not giving up, and Mark O'Connell's ahead, Thomas DJ Coombe, David Yamamoto. This pack really getting intense.
Yes, I'm looking at this right at the front of this pack. Actually, we see David Yamamoto and Matt Jacobs. They're going to go too wide across the stripe this time by, but this pack have been too wide pretty much throughout the whole of the race so far. We've only just completed 3 laps as they go down into turn 1. Here comes Lee Dima. He carried a lot of speed in. He might get multiple cars in one here, but no, he just gets the one car of Thomas DJ Coombe. DJ Coombe will have a look on the outside here, but fantastic fighting in this mid-pack, which is to be expected in this UK&I Skip Barber series.
Certainly is, of course. Vittorio Saltamacchia there losing a spot or two, actually, as he was fighting there with Robert Plumley. And Matt Jacobs, the big winner in this one. He's managed to get a place back there. He'll make that move on Saltamacchia in the S's section here and approaching the Mon corner as he just tries to get through there. Not enough room, but he manages that one nice and cleanly. And just look at his field leanness. It's spread out all the way. We're looking at the back of our pack right now. Bill Fraser goes out at this stage. Last runner is Brian J. Holmes. He's actually in the pits now, so we don't counting him. Back of your field here, we're looking at Alan Piercy, and that is running down at Le Mans corner at the moment. So we go back to the front of your field, Simon Povey. He's at the start-finish line. This is how big this field is.
Yeah, they're going to start lapping people halfway through this race, and that could really play in to decide who's going to come out of this with a win and who's not. Because one little mistake by either the lead lap cars or the cars getting lapped could end the race for a couple of people.
Certainly could, of course. One thing we're finding interesting here, the two Apex boys at the front, Povey and Job, they are pulling a good gap now, 3.2 seconds over the friction racing train. That is Tom Ward, LJ Garnett there, Mark's attacking along with them, but they're working together here, Connery, from the very beginning. Povey and Job doing what they have to do. They'll battle this one out on the last lap, but for now, the teammates doing what teammates should. They're gaining speed. Nathan Davies was really holding up Ward and Garnett, doing his job as tail gunner for that Apex outfit, but well, he's gone now, so it's just these two. In fact, they're going to try some draft passing to actually gain more time.
Yes, and that's one of those things you have to do in these Skip Barber cars if you want to gain a lot of time on the cars behind. You have to work together as a team, especially down the back straight, the Ullman straight, and the pit straight, as we look at the 337 car.
That is Lee Deemer. He's going to be 3 wide now with Vittorio Saltamacchia, and I believe that is the 55 of Stiff and Nobis. As they go, passing the car on the side there. I believe that might have been the car of... I've forgotten his name. That's really bad of me. But I'm trying not to do that again. Anyway, we move on. As they managed to throw it back into single file order there, running under the bridge through Sunset Bend. Saltamacchia behind Nobis. We'll see if he can make a move here and regain another spot. He was a bit further down. It was a big move with that Lee Deemer. Started 37th. He's in 28th right now. He's 2 wide ahead, and that will be Saltamacchia, and that will be Nobis. 2 wide in that one. Going to get through with no major problems. Can Saltamacchia hang around the outside? He's going to try, but he should have the inside line. Can't hold the speed up. Has to back out so he doesn't run off that curb. Will manage to hold his spot over Deemer here, Linus, but he can't seem to find a way past on Nobis.
No, Nobis is doing a very good job defending there, and as this is going on right behind him, we got a cluster of about 10 cars moving all over the place, and we had 2 cars going wide in the grass off turn 1 and almost causing a huge incident. There's action all over the place in this field.
Did you say a huge incident? Never mind, I digress.
Well,
look at the 85 car of Paul O'Regan and Tim Kay there, the 64 car. They were 2 wide, they're running through the S's, and just behind them as well, we've got those cars, Duncan Worth and Jonathan Rex, I think they're getting into this one as well. That Jaguar machine and the UKCD car, both of them giving each other a nice bit of room. Good, respectful racing. Look at this in front of them now, 2 wide, 2 deep. Tim Kay, Paul Elliott not involved there, so it's Kip Stevens, Ian Robinson in that one as well. Good pile of cars here in this mid-pack. We'll go back to the front though, see what's going on. The gap for your Apex boys is up to 3.4 seconds now. No real gains for the friction train. They are sitting back in 3rd and 4th. Nothing really going for them. Martin Turner hanging on the back of this train still, as we saw Tom Ward running wide there in that 09 car. Pimentonides, he's pulling this 3rd train along in 6th spot. He's moved up another position, which he wanted, of course. Rob Green and Chris Malcolm with him, Connery. They've not managed to make any traction here. These guys really... Everyone's sitting around, not really making any big gains. Bit too much fighting going on almost.
Yes, it's partially the fighting and partially because your top few groups are doing very, very well in drafting off each other. I said before that this is going to be Apex Racing UK versus Friction Racing. The leading pair right now are Apex Racing UK with Simon Povey and Sebastian Job. What Friction Racing have to do now with Ward and Garnet is to basically draft and swap positions a lot better, a lot faster, a lot more efficiently than the Apex Racing UK guys up front to try and reel in that gap. Otherwise, they will have no chance of winning this race.
Absolutely not, and this just isn't happening, Linus. Those two just really not pushing enough together, not really passing each other and using that draft passing we saw Povey and Job doing. They are going to get past here in turn 1, although it looked like a bit of a slowdown there actually for not Sebastian Job, that's Tom Ward. He seemed to let off more than anything else, and that's cost him a bit of place. He's lost a spot to his teammate, but nearly another one to Mark Turner.
Yeah, the front two are doing a much better job here working together, and I'm not really sure what Ward did there. Maybe Garnet told him over team communication or something that he wanted through, and he just let off, and that almost cost him 4th place as well, but he managed to hold on to it.
Certainly, we'll have a quick look at your leader here, the 8 and the 33, that's Povey and Job. We'll watch what they're doing here on the back stretch here at Sebring Modified, and you'll see there it's Povey in the lead, Job in 2nd place. Job will use that draft, he'll gain up on the back of Simon Povey. Will we see him go for another draft pass slingshot to use that overspeed to gain them both time? He really is calling up now. Is he going to go for that move? He's not. He backs out. See, teammates knowing when you're going to cost each other time, and too wide into Sunset Bend, Connery, certainly going to cost you time in this one. But they stay in line, and this is what they have to do. They're planning this one and playing this very carefully. Lap 8 here of 18, and, well, the gap is only widening.
Yes, it is, and we look back towards the 43 cars. There's an incident right ahead of them, just coming out of Le Mans, involving Vittorio Saltamacchia. We'll have to get a replay of what exactly happened there, but one car was on its roof coming out of Le Mans. I think that was Saltamacchia.
That was Saltamacchia. It was contact with Lee Dima there, Connery. We saw Lee Dima just catching the back of the already sliding car of Saltamacchia, and Saltamacchia got a big body check there from one of the other cars. I think that was the 54 car of Cesario Rizzo. Slides into that already sideways car. Big impact, and Saltamacchia gets all shaken up.
Yes, of course, and we look back to the 53 car. That is of Duncan Watt. Are we going to go 4 wide? Yes, we are going to go 4 wide down the pit straight. They're still 3 wide coming into turn 1 here at Sebring, but they are all very, very respectful, give each other room. Now they're going 2 wide, 2 deep through turn 1 on the exit of turn 1. Now coming down into turn 2, that is Mark Day and Alan Piercy going 2 wide into turn 2. Alan Piercy will be able to gain the spot.
Oh, contact
now Mark
behind
Day is vulnerable.
So big contact behind him there. That was the cars of the 85 car. We think that was, if we look at him, the 85 machine of Paul O'Regan. And we also saw Tim Kay involved in that one. He was the one that went into the side of him there, Connery. We just showed you that one on the screens, but we'll go back live again. This is still very much underway. Just not quite calculating where they need to be looking into. In fact, I'll put this one to you, Linus. Overspeed, different speeds these guys are approaching corners at. They're not quite realising how fast the other cars are going.
Well, it's very difficult when you're in this big amount of traffic as well. Some people will slow down very, very early to not get into the cars in front of them, and some people who are not used to the traffic will brake at their normal braking points or maybe slightly earlier, and that won't be enough, and they'll run into each other because they don't anticipate things happening and the traffic around them the same way. So being a big bunches of traffic with a lot of different skill levels, things are going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely, Linus, of course. And looking at the 207, just a spin in turn number 1. Gary Tall wasn't feeling quite so big after that one as he went round, of course, in turn number 1. Running wide in turn 2 as well, so having to tiptoe that car. Not feeling very comfortable in his Eat Bananas machine. Maybe slipped on one. That would be a likely explanation for that. But we'll keep going, of course. Looking through your top 10 at the moment, it's Sebastian Job, Simon Povey in 2nd place, Tom Ward, LJ Garnett, the 2 friction cars. Mark Turner still sitting there in 5th place. For him and tonight, there's Rob Green, David Burnett, Clark Williams, and Brandon O'Brien. He's moved up from 20th, biggest mover so far. Actually, no, I'm lying. Biggest mover in the top 10. But our biggest mover overall, Connery, and this is absolutely fantastic, up from 52nd. Stephen Nobis, he's 2 wide there with David Yamamoto. He's moved up 30 spots.
Yes, it is a magnificent feat as he looks to gain a couple more in this lap coming into the last corner. This is Sunset Bend. He is side by side on the inside of David Yamamoto. They will go to 2 wide down across the finish line here. So Stefan Nova is looking to gain even more positions than he already has done.
Certainly awesome racing back here. This is for 23rd. These guys are going at it like it's for the win, as we'll see another car head out of pit road. I think that was one of the cars involved in an earlier incident, I believe might have been O'Regan, but we'll keep our eyes on this as up the inside goes Nova, so we try and find a way through. He gets a good run there through on Yamamoto, makes that spot up and puts him up into 22nd position now. His target is Robert Plumley up ahead of him, of course, and we'll see if he can catch up and take the fight to Plumley. Looking just ahead of this group though, Matt Jacobs, he's battling there with Gary Tall. Gary Tall's caught up after his little banana incident. He's now on the tail of the Apex Academy driver. Will he have the run here? Very close in the draft. We should see a textbook draft pass as Tall pulls it behind, pulls to the inside. He'll go for that move. Look at him drawing alongside the overspeed. Absolutely huge in these Skip Barber race cars. Should be clear for the braking zone into Sunset Bend. Leaves the car's width. Very respectful driving there from Gary Tall as he takes the line in Sunset Bend in a good run, getting really close to those tyre barriers, super close there on the track out point of Sunset Bend, and he makes up a spot. Move Gary Tall up into 19th. Looking further up the field, it's 2 wide here. Tim Adcock is a battle here with Brendan O'Brien and Mark O'Connell, and Linus, Brendan O'Brien, Tim Adcock, not normally sitting around each other, but this is a good scrap.
Yeah, they're not used to racing around each other, but Tim Adcock seems to be struggling a little bit today. Sorry, I keep mixing up the Adcocks. I don't know who's supposed to be fast and who's not, but they've been having a good race this group the whole day. Sorry?
That's harsh, saying one's fast.
Oh, well, I mean, one is usually up at the front, but either way, this group have been having a very good battle, and they're about to go side by side into the last corner again, unless he's going to clear him using the draft all the way even before the braking point, and it looks like no. Adcock's coming back on the inside and he's going to hold on to position.
Speaking of Adcocks though, we talked about which one was which. The one that's normally running at the front of every race has had a very poor qualifying, started in 18th, is Stuart Adcock. He's catching this group hand over fist. Look at the gains he's making. That's the other Adcock right up now behind Mark O'Connell. Should be a good move here soon. Tim Adcock and Brendan O'Brien battling hard has really drawn this trio into him, of course, Connery. And, wow, Adcock pouncing on an Adcock soon.
Yes, of course, as they look to go 3 wide coming out of turn 1, think better of it. That's Mark O'Connell on the inside of Tim Adcock there. And he'll get the position on Brendan O'Brien, it looks like, as he challenges for that position coming through turn 2. What great driving there from Mark O'Connell to gain 2 positions in 1 corner.
It certainly is there. Look at that, Mark O'Connell inside. Oh, a bit of a twitch there by Brendan O'Brien in the S's here at Sebring as Tim Adcock goes to have a look as well. Here comes Stuart behind them. And as well behind Stuart's Keith Sharp. He wants to get involved in this too. This is a battle to enter our top 10 here. Brendan O'Brien sitting there in 11th position. This will be into that top 10 region, although 7 seconds to the 10th place car. No, Tim Adcock is 10th, so this will be a battle for 10th place here. These guys really want to get a move on. Mark O'Connell sitting there in 10th right now. Net behind the other Adcock is Stuart. He's running in line behind, shall we say, relative Adcock. And Brendan O'Brien on the outside now of Tim once again. These two really fighting hard for this spot, wanting to stay side by side here. Once again, side by side under the start-finish line they'll go. Brendan O'Brien with a slight advantage of position. That puts him in the 10th, 11th place, I apologise. As up comes Tim. Will it go 3 wide at the middle? He does. Tim Adcock 3 wide in the middle for turn number 1. Won't have the momentum. Mark O'Connell carries it around the outside there. Fantastic driving from these guys as Stuart Adcock runs off onto the gravel. Here comes Keith Sharp as well, getting into the mix. Here is his contact there with Brendan O'Brien and Stuart Adcock. Oh, big contact, and Brendan O'Brien has broken suspension. He's gone off the track. He's
Further
out
contact
of this
as
one.
well with Mark O'Connell.
There is. Mark O'Connell also has contact there as well with Tim Adcock. So Adcock's knocking everybody around here in this one. It's knocking off the track. Is that a word? No, it's not anymore. We'll use it. That moves, of course, Tim Adcock. He's still running the car, not too heavily damaged there. Is Stuart Adcock also involved? He's still going on. Keith Sharp might be going to take advantage here. This could be a free top 10 for Keith Sharp, Linus. He's kept his nose clean in this one so far.
Yeah, he stayed very clean. And, they just got too close to each other and braked at different points, and unfortunate to make the contact there. It looked like O'Brien turned in didn't expect the car to be on the inside, but you gotta be aware when you're racing that many cars at once. So I'm not gonna put the blame on anyone. I'll call racing incident on that one.
It certainly isn't, but here we go, 3 wide around Tim Adcock. There goes Stuart Adcock and Mark O'Connell. Here comes Keith Sharp. We're going to keep our eyes on this one, as he's not going to be quite 3 wide, but Mark O'Connell moves to block there, keep it nice and fair. 2 wide is more than enough here for turn number 1, as Stuart Adcock has the inside line. Mark O'Connell running wide. Can he use that momentum round the outside of the corner? He won't. He drops back, and Stuart Adcock makes that spot, but Keith Sharp now having a look here at Mark O'Connell. Can he find his way through here as well? 2 Adcock cars seeming none the worse for their contacts they've had in that previous lap here, lap number 15 of 18. This race is flying past Connery, as this action isn't letting up.
It isn't, and yeah, I agree. It doesn't seem that those cars are all that damaged from the contacts that they had on the previous lap, so they're still able to keep fighting amongst themselves for these positions just outside of the top 10. Stuart Adcock in 10th right now, but he's going to come under pressure from Mark O'Connell yet again coming into Sunset Bend. There's Stuart Adcock defending the inside. That forces Mark O'Connell to take the outside coming into Sunset Bend, but I think Mark O'Connell will clear him before even before the braking zone. And here comes Keith Sharp now on Stuart Adcock, and he locks up, and he almost takes out a couple of cars with him, but he manages to just save it and avoid contact with any other car there. That was very, very close for everyone involved.
That could have been a massive disaster there in Sunset Bend, and as people have commented, yeah, this isn't the normal Sunset Bend used in a full circuit, especially the Sebring 12 hours. This is a much wider line they have to run for this modified layout, a much broader corner, they have to run deeper in there. There are cones telling you not to use the inside area, so it does make it much more interesting for these slower cars here to run around a much more intricate circuit, shall we say. But it is Mark O'Connell with Keith Sharp there behind him, Stuart Adcock and Tim Adcock. Darrell Taylor now getting involved in this group here as we look at the 147 and a 55 car. That is Robert Plumley and Stefan Nobis, and they are 2 wide here running towards turn number 2. 2 wide still. Nobis on the outside carrying good momentum. Gary Toll behind them. He wants to take advantage as well. Plumley and Nobis there running beside each other through the S's here. Should be advantage to Nobis as we come into the next corner. No, it won't be. It'll be Plumley. But can Nobis hold around the outside? He does. He should have advantage now entering Le Mans. He will have that corner. Again, Plumley, no, stays on the inside. Incredible pace there by Robert Plumley off the line. As through will come Gary Toll. He's going to have the draft, but he'll be pushed out to dry right now as Alan Piercy coming up to join these guys as well. He started 11th. He's had a terrible race. He's back here in 22nd, and we're going to go 3 wide down the bottom end of your top 20. It is Gary Toll, Stephen Nobis, and Robert Plumley there, 3 wide heading into Sunset Bend, all the way down to the bottom here and round the longest part of this corner. The winner will be Gary Toll, and that one Alan Piercy coming to as well. Both of them getting past Plumley as Piercy and Nobis getting very close there by the wheels, as it might not still be the position of Gary Toll by the time they reach the line. It just about is, but can he hold on here as they're going to go 2 wide again? Nobis at the inside, Piercy will back out, and will he have opportunity to come back again? Around the outside goes Gary Toll. Can he pinch him tight? He does. Gary Toll holds a spot there. Beautiful driving by Gary Toll as Piercy grabs some gravel on the way past. We'll look back again towards Adcock, Sharp, O'Connell, and Taylor now. We've lost him, Adcock. He's dropped a couple of spots back behind Seymour Harding. Darrell Taylor's also dropped back a little bit, but Stuart Adcock, Keith Sharp, Mark O'Connell there keeping the action going. Gary Toll, Stefan Nobis, Alan Piercy, they are still fighting. We'll keep our eyes on that one, Linus. This is getting intense now. Looking onto the last lap here for your leaders. We've just begun this last lap now. Heading into turn number 1 for the final time. It's the 2 Apex Racing cars. They're going to start battling here, we expect. Lap traffic ahead of them, though. Quite a bit of it. This could make things very interesting. 4.8 seconds back to the Friction Racing cars. They are not going to catch them unless something goes drastically wrong here. It's Simon Povey in second place. Stefan Job in first. Will they have a chance to swap these positions around? Who will win this race? Which of the Apex cars will get to the end? Will either of them make this to the end? Through Le Mans corner will go Simon Povey, Sebastian Job there. Lap traffic up ahead. Can they get through this one before catching them? It's a good draft there by Simon Povey. Will he use this one now? Defensive line by Sebastian Job. Can Povey do anything with this one? It's going to be on the outside line here for Sunset as they're catching lap traffic very rapidly. This could be a huge problem for Simon Povey as they come into Sunset Bend. Lap traffic gets well out of the way here as Povey just won't have the run he needs. Running wide. Can he hold it around the outside here? Will this be enough for him? Simon Povey, Sebastian Job, Apex Racing UK. who will get to the line first, and it's going to be Sebastian Job just by a nose cone. Sebastian Job wins here in round
Here come
number
Garnet
4.
and Ward, and I believe Garnet has pipped
Garnet it
Ward
is.
to the
It is
post
Garnet.
there.
Yes, and it is LG Garnet in 3rd place on the podium there. Tom Ward missing out by a spot. Mark Turner coming home in 5th place. Freeman is in 6th. Rob Green, Clark Williams, and Mark O'Connell, who will come out top here. It's going to be Keith Sharp, though. Keith Sharp will have this final spot here. He'll be up to 9th place. And it'll be Stuart Adcock in 10th place. Mark O'Connell in 11th. Darryl Taylor in 13th. 12th even. I apologise. We'll look back now to Nobis, Tall, and Piercy. This one's still going on right now, as it's out front. It is Alan Piercy, followed by Stefan Nobis, and Gary Tall will round out your top 20.
Plumley
I
ran
can take
into
a
the
breath
back of
now.
Gary Tall in the last corner there as well. Was up on his rear wheels. Was lucky to not hit the wall there and crash out in the last few meters before the line.
Unfortunate for Rob Plumley, but these things happen in motor racing. I want to take a breath now because I don't think I have for the last 10 minutes. Connery, that was a fantastic race.
Yes, it was, and I don't think I've seen more 3 wides, 4 wides than that in any
Not
other
done
race
though.
that I've seen.
Oh, it is just now.
Yes, as you just see
Just
the
being
85
told that
and the
Paula
44
Reagan
come
there
across.
side by side with that was I believe the 44 of Barry West. They were 2 wide as well, and Barry West just wins out on that one for 36th place. Connery, as I said, incredible. What a race.
It was incredible, and we didn't actually see all of that many incidents considering the amount of cars that we have on this relatively short track. So very good from your drivers right there, and very good for not making too much of a mess of 3 and 4 wides.
Certainly not. And without further ado, we're going to go through your finishing results. Coming home with the win, it is an Apex Racing 1-2 here. Sebastian Job just pipping his teammate Simon Povey at the line. 3rd place and 4th place shared by the Friction Racing teammates of LJ Garnett, who again pipped his teammate Tom Ward at the line. There's a theme here, I'm sure. Mark Turner came home in 5th place. Fahim Antonides in 6th. Rob Green in 7th. Clark Williams, Keith Sharp, and Stuart Adcock, your top 10. Rest of those results up on your screen, and we're going to have a chance to chat to Nathan Davies. He crashed out early on after what might have been a little assistance by Tom Ward. Nathan, you got on the grass, you were sideways coming out of Le Mans. Didn't end well. I think Nathan might be muted, so once again we do the mime interview with Nathan Davies from the Apex Racing UK team. We'll come back to him in just a moment's time, if he's available. Nope. Linus, final thoughts?
Well, it was another good race. A lot of action all over the place, and it's good to see so many big battles further back in the field. Usually it's just 2 or 3 cars involved, but with the big amount of cars today and all the big battles, we barely looked at the front for the last half of the race, and that just proves how big the series is. You can get battles in whatever level you're on, so
That is absolutely
true.
true. Absolutely true. The strength of racing we had here, Connery, was massive. We had battles in the top 10, the top 20, the top 30. This one was just going all race long.
Yeah, and it just shows that this is a series for everyone, just as Lena said. No matter what your skill level in this car is, you can find great battles absolutely throughout your field, whether you're really fast and you're at the top of your game, or if you're just a beginner to iRacing and you're in the bottom half of the field, you can still have absolutely amazing racing, as we just saw.
You certainly can. And we will talk to Barry West first off. Barry, you came home today in 36th. Not spectacular, but you had a fantastic race to the line with Paul O'Regan.
Yes, it was really good. Did I pip it in the end? I don't know.
You did. Just.
Oh, jolly good. Yeah, no, it was going quite well. I started 36, I think, and I was just trying to stay out of trouble for the first few laps, and it just ended up going back places, so I let them fight it out. And it's a good thing to go 3 wide into turn 2, I think, not. Yeah, somebody just came across in front of me, and I had nowhere to go. Yeah, so. Oh, and then it was good fun then when it cleared out a bit. It was good fun.
Yep, 2 wide, 3 wide into turn 2. I think we discussed that one. not normally one that works, but still, it looked like you had a fantastic race regardless.
Yes, it was good towards the end. I mean, I only did a few laps practice, yeah, I'm quite pleased. Never raced it before, but.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much for joining us, Barry West. He came in 36th place, one of the Epicure banana machines. Looks like they've all been slipping on bananas tonight, unfortunately. Thank you for joining us, Barry.
No problem.
Well, also joined by Mark Turner, the stealthiest guy in the top 5 today, who did literally nothing, but managed to walk away with the top 5. You stayed out of the way of Apex, you stayed out of the way of Friction, you hung off their coattails, and you disappeared from the field. Great race.
Yeah, I wanted to put a gap, obviously, with the guys behind, but I felt, I thought I had a bit of speed on the Friction guys. But every time I just tried to sneak up the inside, or they made a little bit of mistake, I just had to get off the power. So, yeah, I really want to try and get in front of them if I could, but yeah, those guys are just obviously quick.
Well, you were just as quick because you were with them for the entirety of this race.
Yeah, I'm happy to be able to stay with the top guys and not sort of drop off or make a mistake. So I'm obviously very happy with that. So, but yeah, a little disappointed as well that I just didn't big sort of 4th or 3rd maybe.
Oh, fantastic result regardless, Mark. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Rachel.
We
Cheers.
also have Nathan Davies, who's finally back joining us. Fixing his microphone seems to be becoming a regular occurrence here. Nathan, was a great race, running 3rd with your teammates. Then some curb and some Tom Ward happened, and tyre barrier happened.
Oh man, I don't think Tom was anything to do with it actually. It was all my own fault. I billied it up again. It's becoming too much of a regular occurrence now. It's a shame. I mean, again, I qualified really well, so I'm really pleased about that, obviously. So the pace is good. I just need to try and cut the mistakes out. They're becoming too often now.
I always say that after learning how to fast, the next thing is to learn how to finish.
Certainly, yes. I mean, I'm never going to win if I don't do that, right?
It normally helps. But,
yeah, I've found
course,
that in the past as well.
It's a very good theme, but thanks for joining us, of course, Nathan, and hopefully better luck next week.
Okay, cheers.
We are finally joined by the one, the only Paul Thurston. Paul, our weekly chat here. The race wasn't fantastic. You did get munched up a little bit in this one. You came home though in 25th.
Can you hear me all right?
Very busy? We can.
Excellent. I've reinstalled everything this weekend, so I'm not sure if the mic would work, so I'll try it on TeamSpeak. Yeah, well, I was fairly quick, but unfortunately someone in front of me just screwed it up slightly on the corner into the back straight, and Stuart stuck a banana up my tailpipe.
Oh, matron.
Yeah, I was watching a Carry On film yesterday, so it must have been a hangover from that. After that, this time... this could take a while.
This could go downhill rapidly.
I think it already has. But I mean, it was quite good fun going back through the field. I mean, I came back in after my fast repair, which actually worked this week, which was nice. I came back in 50th place and worked my way up to 25th. Should have been 24th, but I overtook someone on the back straight, and he decided to have a go down the inside and didn't quite make it, which let someone else in. But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting, fun little battle up through the field. But I'd have preferred to have been starting from further up. And looking where Dowell finished, and I was quicker than Dowell and ahead of him. Then if I kept it clean, I could have ended up being 6, 7, 8, somewhere around there. So, but sometimes you're the pigeon, sometimes you're the statue. I mean, and I've been statues the last 2 weeks, so I'm due a good one.
That is quite the metaphor, and we'll leave it well alone for those who don't follow what Paul was suggesting there, but yes. Anyway, Paul, next week, the Nordschleife. Good or bad?
Yeah. Good. Well, I qualified third last time because I put a lot of time into practice, whereas a lot of other people don't. So they got to get scared.
There seems to be a theme in that.
Oh, there's loads of corners. It's really scary. It's not. It's absolutely brilliant, this place. But I'll try not to crash on the third corner this time in the actual race. I'm not expecting to qualify third again. Not with. If we get 50 cars there, can you imagine that? That is just going to be absolutely awesome.
Well, it certainly will be, and we're going to try and get a 50-car grid at the Nordschleife for next week. Paul Thurston, thank you for joining us, as always. We love to have you on. We just mentioned it. The Nürburgring Nordschleife next week for Monday Night Skippies. It is going to be amazing, because this series is always great. We've finished with the short tracks for a while. We're going to go to the really, really long one. You can join us same time next week, 8 o'clock GMT, here on RaceSpotTV and iRacingLive. I've been Rachel Whiteford. I've been joined by Linus Brostrom, Connery Maddock, and Hugo Louise on the cameras. Peace out. Catch you all next week.